squeakier than that. Yeah. Yeah, but Baxter doesn't shut up.
Can I
Baxter's
have that?
like, and he's tall, so he can reach like my belt, and he'll be like, food?
Or if I'm chopping up like meat or anything like that, I can't have the cutting board right against the edge of the counter
Lord
because
Hosk.
he can reach that.
So something strange happened. Lady Hosk said, "How's Graham's shift going?" And I said, "Well, it's really funny, but he's only raised about $17,000." Well,
Aw.
overnight shift. Overnight shift that.
Also, had some waiting for banks to open.
Well, I had one live auction, which went for $8,000, which is not included in this total presently.
So yeah, so you've actually raised like
25.
And
25.
it's an overnight shift that doesn't also have the promise of pushing us over 2 million lifetime. So
You are above Matt and Cam.
really,
No wait, no, sorry. Ashton, Ian and Johnny, and Beach.
Basically, who's the only
so I'm
night
above
shift-
all the scrub lords, is what you're saying.
Right.
So basically,
No, but you're now King Scrub Lord.
Yes, I am King Lord. Of
STCO 84
King
says,
Scrub of.
I want a Maine Coon
Lord
now.
Mountain.
Wait, can we tell funny Baxter stories? So
Basically, Maine Coons are the best cats, and you should definitely.
they're
consider
huge
getting a
and
Maine
they're
Coon.
fluffy and they're snuggly and they're so friendly and they love
Tasty
you so
Locks,
much.
8K is coming in whenever Fugi's bank opens.
Yeah.
And I think this saw somewhere Mega Larum had some. The song you come
Yeah,
in
he's. It turns
Well-
out when you want to transfer large amounts of money, your bank is usually like, you can transfer $5,000 a day. Is a pretty common thing.
Hail the RNG says, "I love my Maine Coon." Yes, that is
Yeah.
correct.
When we got Baxter, we drove to the middle of Washington State to get him,
Yep.
and then maybe I shouldn't tell this story on the internet.
Why?
We obviously bought and paid for him. We mostly bought and paid for him ahead of time, actually. We just held off a couple $100. I don't know, because we thought we'd get ripped off or something like that. I'm very wary to give some lady I've never met a bunch of money over the internet without a guarantee of a product.
This product being a cat.
Everything.
So we paid for most of the cat beforehand, and then we paid for the last $200 or something like that when we
We
got.
paid for most of it beforehand. We paid for the tail on arrival.
I think that might be the backwards. You paid for the entire tail, and
No
then got the
kidding.
body on the rifle. The tail's so huge.
Oh.
But I tweeted a picture from the States after we picked him up, and I got a text from James saying, "I thought you said you were getting a kitten," and I was like, I texted back, I'm like, "Dude, he's 12 weeks old." And James went, "Really? He's huge."
And it was just wait.
It was more than $200. It was from a breeder.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. We've told this story before because we're big advocates of getting
Shelters.
Yeah, of getting shelter cats or rescue cats. We're
Yeah,
huge,
Cavern
huge-
and Annika, both rescue cats.
Yeah, we're huge advocates of that. But here's the thing. Our previous cat, Annika, had died, which was a major bummer. And Cavern did not handle well being the only cat. He would be bouncing off the walls every day when we got home. Just because he was want
No friends.
something to do.
Because
He'd never been the only cat.
yeah,
No
like
friend.
I had Annika, and then a couple years later I got Cavern as a kitten. So Cavern had always had another cat around, and he was not happy. Yeah, he was very lonely. And the thing is, it's not like we could take him out with us or we could work less, right? We worked weird hours sometimes,
Yeah.
and he was very unhappy, basically.
So we were like, all right, let's get another cat. It had been long enough. We decided we should get another cat. And the best thing to do for an existing established cat, like Cavern was, is to get a kitten because the established cat doesn't see the kitten as a threat, and the kitten doesn't.
Kittens are
try
snuggly,
to,
and they're whatever.
They just want to be friends with the older cat, and so we wouldn't have them having a scrap or whatever.
Yeah, we had a couple of friends who own cats give us sort of advice on this because how best socialize. Cavern's a pretty friendly cat though. He likes other animals, but still, they said it would probably be better to get a kitten. So we tried to respect that.
So we went to the local SPCA, and we tried to find a kitten. And
No. First, I checked Craigslist and all of the local trading sites is oh yeah, I just want to buy a kitten. If your cat had some kittens, hook me up, give you $100 for it, whatever. Apparently, everybody in Victoria is a responsible pet owner because there were no kittens to be found, and I searched for 3 months. And every time I'd see a litter of kittens go up, it'd be like, "Give cat." I'd be like, "Sorry, all gone." I'd be like, "How?"
And there was one where there was a post from Duncan, which is
Yes, and I was like, "I'm willing to drive for $2 Dunkin' for a kitten at this point.
Yeah, north of here, and I looked at the listing, and there was 3 different pictures of these cats, and I was like, why are these pictures of such low quality and of differently low quality? That's weird. So I did a reverse Google image search. They were pictures of a cat from a breeder from 2009. And so I was like, so this is a complete scam.
Yeah. The person did email me back, and then I never emailed them again.
The person was like, sure, just transfer the money and then come get your cat.
I was like, nope.
Yeah. So then we went to the SPCA, and
There's not a lot of stray cats in Victoria either.
There was two kittens, and they were like, oh no, they're pair bonded. You have to take both of them.
And I'm like,
we're like, that's not.
No, here's my exact reaction, because they were like maybe 7 or 8 weeks old. They were very young. And I was like, bitch, I'm a crazy cat lady, but I would split these cats up. Are you joking? Right? Like, they're kittens.
Kittens get split up all the time. As it turns out, this SPCA had some interesting stuff. Like, we actually ended up complaining as a result of this whole thing, because I'll get into it later, but they had some big staffing mix-up. There was certain people on the staff that were like more concerned with you taking more cats home than there were with you being responsible about it.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was we went, after they told us we couldn't have the kitten because they were pair bonded, we looked again and we saw this really sweet, like, 11-year-old cat.
He was great. He had the most expressive face.
Aww.
He looked like he was really disappointed. He looked happy and everything, but he had this brow where he was just like,
Oh, have you seen Derek Hooter's cat that
No.
recently had to be put down, unfortunately? But the saddest looking cat I've ever seen in every picture. Same brow.
So this guy looked like Serious Cat. Like, you know that meme?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he looked kind of like that. And we're like, you know what? We dig this guy, and he seemed to like us, and we're like, all right.
And also, he was 11, so, like, the chances of him getting adopted are pretty small. Like, he's already an old cat.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he'd be 12 now, I guess. Or, geez, he'd be 13 now.
Yeah. So we were like, all right, we're gonna, we've decided we're gonna get this cat, and they're like, okay, that sounds great. We're gonna do this. We're gonna,
We were
do
filling
all-
out the
do all
paperwork.
We,
Just about to pay.
We got like a second litter box and some extra litter, because you have to start them off in separate boxes, and so we're there with all this stuff, and then someone's like, hey Judy, can you go get the this cat from whatever, and she's like, oh no, you can't.
Oh, no. First, the first person was like, oh, I'm so glad someone's finally adopting him. He's been here for a while. And we're
Yeah.
like feeling really good about this. And then somebody else comes out who has not been involved in the transaction at all, and we haven't talked to this person.
And she's like, oh no, you can't take Eric. He's bonded with someone.
Yeah, it was like, computer says no.
And we're like,
It was like that kind of.
what? And then the woman we were dealing with is like, oh, sorry, takes all the paperwork away and just leaves.
Then they
And
like
so we're
ice us out.
we're just standing there with this litter box that we bought for the cat that we'd plan on taking
Yeah, we'd
home
been there
that
for
day.
like an hour and a half at this point too.
And we're like,
And then everybody starts ignoring us. And then it gets worse, because then after we've been in shell shock for a couple of minutes, because we're just like, we were literally 30 seconds away from having a cat. Like, we were
Yeah.
about to stick the debit machine, the card in the debit machine and make the transaction. If this lady had stayed sipping a cup of coffee in the back room for 2 more minutes, we would have been out of the door. And somebody comes up and she's like, oh, silica gel litter, I wouldn't use that. And then goes back in the back again.
Like-
and I'm like, I will murder all of you.
excuse me. So it was. I mean, there was even more to it than that. I ended up writing a letter to the local SPCA.
Not
being
necessarily being like, these people were rude to us, let
just-
us adopt a cat, but
just sort of
like,
from the position. It was certainly not like I want to speak to the manager kind of letter. It was like it was like hey, this was a bad experience, and I want you to understand why this sucked.
But also, like, if this is truly the case, and I don't think it was, because I've seen pair bonded cats, and pair bonded cats typically don't spend the entire time on the opposite side of the rooms not looking at each other. Just because they came in together doesn't mean they're friends. Sorry, I like cats, but I realize they're not like pack animals like dogs, right? If we had to get rid of our cats for some reason, I would not split up Cavern and Baxter now, because
No.
Baxter loves Cavern and snuggles with him all the time.
Baxter loves Cavern, and Cavern is very tolerant.
But the thing is, if we had for some reason had to split up, like if we had to give away Cavern when we had Cavern and Annika, I would have had no problems with splitting them up, because they did not really get along. They happened to live together, but they weren't like friends. So as long as they both went to a house with another cat for company, they would have been
I feel
fine.
the same way about my cat.
So then,
They tolerate each other.
anyway, two things happened. One, the local SPCA had a complete staff restructuring
Good.
after we got a letter back from like the head in Vancouver being like, I'm so sorry, we'll look into it. And two, we went, you know what, F it, let's go to a breeder.
I was like, I've looked on Craigslist, I've tried to.
And it was honestly a great choice.
Yeah. But seriously, my main complaint with that situation was like, okay, so they're pair bonded, that's fine. Like, I don't actually care that I didn't get to adopt the cat. I care that I was literally 30 seconds away from taking a cat I should not have been allowed to take out of the building.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, the SPCA story.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was not good.
But you actually got a letter back from
We were.
Yeah.
We
Nice.
wanted to
I did
explain
not.
why we.
Oh, do you have a crummy Victorian SPCA story?
Before that.
Yeah.
Before that, actually, I want to start. This giveaway.
Oh yeah, let's do
'Cause
that.
I have a pretty cool giveaway that I know some people are waiting for. Do you like magic?
I do.
I've been known to play a magic
Do
or
you
two.
like
This is done.
magic?
Yeah,
Do
actually,
you
I'm
like?
proud of that.
Do you like magic? There we go.
This has been cat talk.
This has been Kid Talk with Graham and Kathleen.
Oh.
Now
God.
we're on to Magic Talk.
Why?
Now today on Magic Talk, we're going to be looking at the Magic the Gathering Beginner's Lot.
Oh, I suddenly wish Beans was here.
Which?
Like, I
Oh,
just
man.
suddenly got
Do his
some-
description of it.
That was so good.
Alright,
So
ready when you guys are.
check out everything that's in this lot. Let's go to Skullcam and I'll describe it as it comes into shot.
We have.
We have. It's a Concept Tarkir intro pack. Specifically, sir, thank you. This is the Jeskai intro pack. Check it out.
It's actually surprisingly good.
There you go. And we'll open the bidding at. Oh no, sorry. Oh hey, and also the Teamer intro pack from Concept Tarkir. Delightful. Each of these has a 60-card playable deck and 2 booster packs, and a special foil rare.
So you can get even more value.
Ooh, and what's this? It's the Mardu intro pack.
Oh, with the
And
lucky.
funny.